Meal one. First thing we want to do is get our potatoes in the oven baking. That's going to be taking the longest. So, you know how I always like to buy the 5-pound bags of russet potatoes. So you'll need almost the whole 5-pound bag of russets for this bin because we are doing potatoes 3 times, all right? So just pick through and grab your decent sized potatoes for your baked potatoes because that's one of the reasons why too we're doing this one first so you don't get to the end and all I've got tiny potatoes left. So if your bag happens to only have small potatoes in it, you can always do 2 per person or something like that. And then you'll want to do when we get to the potato wedges in the next meal, you know, a similar size for your potato wedges so they all bake at the same time. And the scallop potatoes, when we get to that, the end meal, you don't have to worry about the size on those at all. So we're gonna get our potatoes in for our baked potatoes. I've already washed them. I already washed them real good. And I'm just gonna toss them in some oil with some salt and pepper. And I'm gonna wrap them up in these foils and get them baking. Now these foils are actually a roll, I just pre-cut them. Don't think you have to buy foil sheets for this. So we have our potatoes in the oven and they're gonna take about an hour to bake. And then the next thing you wanna do is marinate your chicken breast in, I did mine in oil, salt, pepper, and just a little Italian seasoning. You can put whatever you'd like to have on yours. Then about 15 minutes prior to your potatoes being done, you'll wanna get your skillet hot and you're gonna wanna sear these off on both sides, and then you can just pop them in the oven just to finish them. So you don't have to cook them all the whole time on the stove. Just mark them off on both sides and then finish them in the oven. Our chicken and our potatoes are now both in the oven, so I'm gonna start preparing the salad. I am also going to make the salad for tomorrow night as well. I'm putting in something a little bit wider. That way you can put a bunch of good toppings on there since you're going to have the salad for tonight and tomorrow. Or else you could just make 2 salads. Or you could do 1 tonight and 1 tomorrow. I'm just going to use what I've got left in the fridge. I had some carrots and some celery left over from last week. I purchased a cucumber. We're going to have the ends of our tomato. We're going to save the middle for the hamburger meal. And the same thing with the red pepper. We can have the ends for our salads. We're going to save the middle for the green bean vegetable for the ham steak dinner. I also had a little bit of red onion left over from last week. You can use whatever vegetables or extra cheese you have in the 2 salads. I've got our iceberg and our romaine that we purchased for this bin. So I've already washed everything. I'm just gonna start cutting up our lettuce. So I used some of our outer leaves of the romaine. I made sure that we had some good leaves left on that head that I put back in the refrigerator for our hamburgers. Then I also just grabbed some of the middle of that head. And like I said, I put the rest of it back in for the hamburgers. So we have lettuce and tomato for the garnish. I'm also gonna be making our salad in this wider dish. I'm just gonna make 1 big one, put it out tonight, put it back in the fridge, put it out again tomorrow. So I'm just gonna get to work on all the vegetables here. There we have our salad for 2 nights, and we'll just save the rest of this for our burger night, our ham steak night, and then the cucumber just for whatever else you'd like. So I've got this loaf of bread. Half of it's going to be used for the pizza, and the other half you can use for meal 1 and meal 4 if you would like. So we're just going to go ahead and take it in half. And if you want a little bit more pizza, you can always cut part of this and make pizza and then just save a little bit for bread as a side. That'll bake in the oven. So here is meal 1. grilled chicken with the baked potatoes. I made a salad that's going to be for tonight and tomorrow night as well. And then we have the bread that I went ahead and toasted off just because we had it left over from our French bread pizza from tomorrow night that we're going to be having. So there you have meal one, grilled chicken, baked potato, salad, and toasted bread.